a massive thank you to PIERRE'S, Niall, YRB, Zozel and Devon for subscribing to the channel. If you want to be featured in these clips, make sure you subscribe down below. Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we're here back with round 5 of season 6 of the F1 2021 My Team Career Mode. Yes, today we head back to the duel in the Formula 1 crowd. It's Monaco time, baby. Of course, if you missed out on the last couple of videos, we've been really smashing into Season 6 of this My Team Career Mode. I get a lot of you guys asking whether, you know, sort of when I'm going to make it to Season 10. I haven't quite decided if we're going to get that far in this My Team Career Mode. Of course, yeah, got a few other sort of series and plans and ideas that I'm trying to work on behind the scenes as well there. But today, you know, heading into round 5 of the year, of course, if you missed out, like I said in the last few videos, definitely go back and check them out. That is your spoiler warning before we jump into the Monaco Grand Prix today. Championship-wise, 5 points between myself and Max Verstappen as we head to the Monaco street. Sergio Perez in P3 ahead of Pierre Gasly means that Red Bull currently have a 13-point lead in the Constructors' Championship there. Very much seems to be sort of Season 5 2.0 as such, of just sort of Red Bull and 212 Motorsport fighting right at the very front there. Jack Aitken's had a horrible run of form in the last couple of races, falling behind Daniel Ricciardo in the championship. But yeah, of course, Max Verstappen dominated this race last season. We've got a fresh engine in the back of the car though from Portimao last time round. Monaco not really a power track though. Fingers crossed we can have a good race weekend though this time out. Of course, yeah, if you're not already, please do get yourself subscribed as well. We're closing in now on 38,000 subscribers. Want to try and hit 40k over the next couple of months. We're aiming for 50k by the end of 2021 as well there. But yeah, let's dive in here to the Monaco Grand Prix. Right, well here we are then, first lap back in Monaco, and must admit, sort of gold on the Monaco street seems to be a vibe that I can get on board with there. Need to definitely have to tweak around the setup though as we go through free practice here, but fingers crossed we can sort of settle down into rhythm or nice and early there, as guessing ourselves a lot over the top of the brow. First couple of laps though, all about just getting your eye back in, and yeah, fingers crossed, you know, sort of the pace will follow. Through the hairpin we go for the first time. No dramatics through there. But yeah, just got to try and remember sort of how the car likes to light up its wheels here. You know, it's not the grippiest track by any means on the Formula 1 calendar. Struggle to put the power down in quite a few places. Well, we made some setup tweaks to the car, and as we head out the final corner of our second attempt, it is going to be the green score. It's not quite purple, but yeah, that felt pretty good in the end. It's so, I mean, we don't need R&D points anymore. It's all about just trying to get our eye in here. Tyre wear's often not a talking point on Monaco, and it doesn't seem like this is going to be any different at the final corner. Ooh, nudging the wall. Yeah, easy purple score. Let's get into qualifying. The 2022 F1 season kicks off in just a couple of weeks' time, and now with all the car reveals out the way, we have got official merch drops from basically every F1 team. Available now, the Aston Martin 2022 range, as well as the all-new Williams pack, and then of course, the Mercedes 2022 range drop has also been released. I'm definitely going to be copping myself some George Russell merch as well. But yeah, links down below. There is merch available for every team, and of course, if you use the links, you massively help support the channel. Monaco's often a track that springs up some surprises in Formula 1, but if Q1's anything to go by, we are really struggling for pace this weekend. Pierre Gasly appears to be on the money, but we'll have to wait and see what our teammate can do. Heading back out though into Q2, we immediately nudge the wall out of the first corner. There shouldn't have been any front wing damage. Yeah, we're just going to try and put some laps in, get our eye in a bit more, because yeah, really struggling to get the car positioned where I want it to be. And yep, that first lap was a complete write-off, because it turns out we did pick up damage down at the first corner. I think we need to be into the mid to high 7s here if we want to be getting through into Q3, but that is not easy around this track. Got to really lean and hope the car sticks around this entire very bumpy venue. This car doesn't handle the bumps as well as I would hope it would, to be honest, as that's a bit better over the top of the hill. I mean, it's even on the exit, it's that little bit of oversteer, and then again, you just don't know if the car's going to grip up or not in towards the corners here. It's really struggling to find anything at the moment, and we are just fighting a 1,000 horsepower Formula 1 car around the streets of Monaco. Heading down in towards the final couple of corners, though. At least we might actually be able to put a time on the board, so at least we know how much we need to try and chase. Aim for the traffic cone on the inside of Anthony Noakes, but up towards the line, it's gonna be... Oh, okay, a 108.2, sorry. Puts us 11th ahead of Max Verstappen, but he is on mediums. That was a lot better than I thought it would be, up into P11 there, so definitely 7 should be doable then. Right, final lap then here in Q2, and we're still sat just in P11 at the moment, but I'm sure Max Verstappen's going to go quicker. So we need just a few more tenths if we want to try and make it through into Q3. We do not want to be going out in Q2 as a theme again, like we saw in Portimao. Although, again, that was Jack Aitken's fault. Sergio Perez sets a 107.3. We are just finding time, though, as this lap unfolds. Oh, a bit of a mistake as we head in towards Portier there, but we just about collect it back up. Still 4 tenths up as we head down through the tunnel, but it's going to have to be a very, very brave second half of the lap. No.
What happened? Let me know you're okay.
I knew as soon as I tipped it in there I'd gone it too early. We almost avoided the wall, but we did just nick it as we head in towards the, I think that's Nouvelle chicane, isn't it? Down on the exit of the tunnel. But you can just see here as we head in, just turned in just that little bit too early there. You can see normally, you know, sort of turning in just after you go past that Pirelli sign on the outside there. But we just tipped it in. I was aware of it. We opened up the steering lock, didn't hit it with the front wheel there. And you can just see that small vibration coming from the back in there. And as we tip it in, obviously then try not to upset the rear end and straight into the Armco there. Not too far away at all from the waterfront. But that's us out of qualifying for the Monaco Grand Prix there. Often we see a dramatic qualifying crash, and maybe that's the one to remember from this season. Well, there we go then, the end of Q2. And look at that, Max Verstappen didn't improve on his medium tyres there. So there is a bit of a silver lining then that we are ahead of Max as we head into the Grand Prix there. Perhaps he couldn't improve because, of course, we stacked it. But yeah, half a second off our teammate who was also on harder tyres there. That is an insane lap from Pierre Gasly. I genuinely think this could be the weekend he takes home his first win in Formula 1. But starting ahead of Max Verstappen, let's dive in here to the Monaco Grand Prix.
A proper road race, and in the true meaning of the word. That was how Mr. Monaco, the late great Graham Hill, once described this iconic event. The cars we drive have come a long way in the intervening half-century, but still we race on those same public roads beside the Mediterranean Sea. There's no victory more coveted than that of the Monaco Grand Prix. The prestigious Circuit de Monaco then. It's not all that dissimilar today to the layout that made its debut almost a century ago. It's 2 miles and 19 corners through the streets of Monte Carlo, and although the average lap speed of around 93 miles per hour is the lowest of the season, the tiny margins for error make it the natural habitat of the safety car. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. A fantastic effort from Pierre Gasly yesterday puts him on pole, and Yuki Tsunoda completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Perez, Sainz, Jack Aitken and Leclerc, Norris, Bottas, Ricciardo and Guan Yu Zhou, Mr. Monaco, Verstappen, Callum Ilott and Latifi, Russell, Giovinazzi, Lance Stroll and Christian Lundgaard, Ocon, Mazepin, Mick Schumacher and Robert Schwartzman. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Right, well here we are then on the grid, ready for the Monaco Grand Prix, and Pierre Gasly 4/10 clear of anyone else. That's just what PG10 does in Formula 1 there, but not too sure that's going to be the strategy I want to use today. Jeff, I think we're going to try and do, yeah, soft mediums should be the way to go here. We should be able to stretch that out right to the checkered flag. But yeah, Verstappen starting just behind us. It's going to make things very, very interesting today. We're going to have to try and defend from him and watch what strategy he does. 33 laps of fuel. You can recover 6 laps worth around this track as well. But we need to be fairly brave. But bigger picture as well, Perez and Pierre have a massive chance this weekend to close up some points on the top 2. But as long as we finish ahead of Max, you know, maybe take home a few points, I can be pretty happy with this race weekend as well. It's just a track now where the AI are so OP, on a track where they used to be absolutely woeful at as well. But let's dive in then here to the Monaco Grand Prix, round 5 of the year. If everyone had needed a good start, it would have to be here. 5 red lights. And it's going to be lights out, and away we go. Trying to avoid the wheel spin off the start there and just making sure we stick to the inside of Verstappen in towards turn 1, which we will absolutely do as we try and apply the power up the hill there. Big kick of oversteer to block the Red Bull from making a run down around the outside there, and that's the first goal of the day ticked off then as we head through the top of the hill. Just normally we see a lot of Constantina and up, which we will. Try and put a car between us as we have a look up the inside of Guan Yu Zhou there, and it looks like Tsunoda has taken the lead off my teammate Pierre Gasly there. Of course, Pierre having to start on those medium compound tyres, so was going to be very optimistic that he could try and hold the lead off the start of the GP there. But yeah, Yuki Tsunoda then leads the way here at the Monaco Grand Prix. But either Pierre needs to try and, you know, maybe form a bit of roadblocks so we can try and pick cars off. Or yeah, I mean, I want to see him try and fight for the win today. He's been desperately unlucky on a couple of occasions already this year, and when this car's working, it's working really, really well. So, yeah, not optimistic for myself. Getting right all over the Armcos there. Nudged the Armco as we head out of the chicane. It was completely tyre-faced, though, to wall. So we should have got away with that one. But Yuki Tsunoda leads the way at the end of lap 1 of the Monaco Grand Prix. 1 down, 38 to go. Oh, the old king of the Monaco streets there. Just running a little bit slow in towards the Rascas. We'll see if we can try and get a run on the exit of Anthony Noakes here on Daniel Ricciardo. I don't think I'll be quite going to get close enough in towards turn 1. We'll have a look to the inside. Ricciardo gives us the room, but hooks it up. DRS, of course, now been enabled as well, and we've just left him a bit vulnerable. Now 2 seconds behind his teammate Valtteri Bottas, but yeah, this is always the thing at Monaco. You can attack for a couple of laps, and then the tyres really, really struggle. Let's try it again then at the final corner, a little bit further back this time, but yeah, a lot of wheel spin there. And we're not really going to get the run back on Danny Rick.
Start lifting and coasting. Let's conserve what we have left.
We do definitely seem to gain a little bit though as we head in towards the braking zone. So maybe know as the laps unfold, we can get a bit braver with him. New PB for the day as Ricciardo and I definitely trying to start up in the ante with each other, you know, as the tyres wear in, if you will, and the grip slowly rises on the track. Ricciardo and I, yeah, definitely just trying to push the limits at the moment. And the gap to Bottas is starting, I want to say, to come down, but yeah, not by much. Everyone just trying to sort of use up their tyres, as you can see, pulling away from Guan Yu Zhou and Max Verstappen further back. Reassuring to see, yeah, Verstappen on hards is a bit of a weird strategy call today, but Red Bull are known for those on F1 2021. I think we just need to sit back from Ricciardo for a couple of laps and focus on ourselves there. It's just a little puff of dust coming up there. Reminds you just how low these things are running towards the ground. I say all this, and then Ricciardo's super slow out of the final corner. To the inside we go on the Australian. I don't think he's picked up any damage from it.
Smooth. Good job.
There we go. Yep, definitely hasn't then, because the FIA would have warned us about aggression. Yeah, that was a proper sort of Monaco send in towards the first turn there. Kind of sometimes you have to make those moves, and I'm sure the Dive Bomb King would do the same to someone else if he needed to. I'm at a P9 then of the Monaco Grand Prix. I'll understand though, some of you guys weren't great fans of that one. Let me know down in the comments below. Okay, I'm guessing the team in the game lied to me then. Ricciardo did pick up damage from that one, or just had his ego hurt too much, but yeah, maybe not my finest move then, as Bottas now 3 seconds up the road.
We're slowly gaining on the car in front. Try to keep this momentum.
That's what I love to hear. Slowly reeling Bottas back in there as he's actually dropping away from Lando Norris. Definitely still feel like we can pick up some pieces today. Well, we've survived the first quarter then of the Monaco GP, and it looks like now Gasly starting to apply some pressure to race leader Yuki Tsunoda. I must admit, Pierre Gasly winning the Monaco Grand Prix seems right. Not sure Yuki Tsunoda winning on the streets of Monaco is something that sits with me at the moment. But yeah, the two former AlphaTauri teammates both gone down very different paths since leaving the Italian outfit, but both fighting right at the front in Formula 1. Things you love to see. We, however, are just edging closer and closer to Bottas, who seems to, just be edging further and further away from Lando Norris in front of him. Oh, Bottas into the pits almost immediately after that, though. So now we've really got to keep our head down over the next few laps. A lot of cars into the pits. And that's let Pierre Gasly out free at the front. Go on, Pierre. So we again nudge the wall. Sainz into the pits, and I'm sure we're going to see Jack Aitken doing the same at the end of lap 12. Yes, they both are. They've both gone on to medium tyres here. Not too sure if they're going to be able to make it to the end on those. I mean, it's what we're trying to do. But not sure if the AI believe it's possible here, as it is now a 1-2 for 2-1-2 Motorsport. There, Verstappen up into P3, and he could maybe be a bit of a rear gunner for us here, because him and the two Williams are, fingers crossed, going to hold up a lot of the cars that Gasly was battling with.
No need to worry about
yellow flags out.
Everything's looking good.
Someone's got issues in this Grand Prix, not too sure who it is at the moment, but if this were out a safety car, that would be beautifully timed for myself and Pierre Gasly. Is it Max Verstappen? No, I think it's one of the Aston Martins. George Russell out of the Monaco Grand Prix. Doesn't look like it's going to cause a safety car, though. I think he's managed to pull out a very similar position to where Senna did all those years ago. Anyway, into the pits for us, though. Nice big tank slapper on the way in. Just so I get the car slowed down pretty much perfectly into the pit lane here. I think we're going to re-emerge still pretty much where we were in this race. But, yeah, fingers crossed now if, the likes of Verstappen, Latifi and Ilott are going to hold up a bit of a train. Why the team changing the front wing? That's not going to help us at all, and I didn't think we had any damage. That's rather annoying to see. Guessing the team thought we did, and 10-second stop is not very good either there, and we are going to be out behind Bottas.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
We're going to be out behind Christian Lundgaard in this race as well. There's a little big snap of oversteer there, but yeah, guessing then, team thought we had a bit of damage, so I have got to be careful with that, but we've only really lost, well, no real places, because I'm sure Lundgaard will have to box soon. And yeah, as long as we roll back up to the rear of Bottas, I guess it's not the end of the world. Where are we going to be able to have a look for a move, though, on Christian? That's going to be the next question in this Grand Prix. Might be able to get a run out onto the chicane. Which, as soon as I say that, looks like we might. No, Christian Lundgaard, very, very quick, that Alfa Romeo down the straights. We'll have a look to the inside, though, nonetheless. Slot it down the inside there. He tries to turn in on me, but we say no thank you. And we also say thank you very much. Up now into P13 once more. That was a decisive move. Now we've got to close up to these guys. Well, Norris and Bottas still stuck behind one of the Alfa Romeos. Of course, that must be Antonio Giovinazzi there. As soon as I say that, Norris muscles his way around the outside, and Bottas nowhere to go. As they head up the hill there, we might be able to now get a run on the McLaren. No, we can't. As we set new fast lap of the Grand Prix, they're dipping under the 70-second lap times here. But Bottas all weaving this way and that. Trying to have a look for a move on Gio. He tries to have a look to the inside. We try to have a look to the outside. It's all getting a little bit close at the moment there as we send it up the inside of Valtteri Bottas through the hairpin there. But fair play to him. Well, I mean, I say fair play. He tried to do a touring car move on Antonio. But Lando, through all of that, gaining 3 seconds pretty much immediately in this race. We need to move past Gio, and we need to do it ASAP. Look at how slow the Alfa Romeo is as we head through the chicane. Right, come on then, Giovinazzi, as we head around the final corner. Activate the DRS. Put all the ERS as well there as we look to the outside of the Italian. And we're going to be clean round him before we get back in towards turn one. Make it very clear to him he's not going to have any fighting chance in this one. And now Bottas again is going to have to go on a charge to try and muscle his way round the Alfa. Oh, there we go. Verstappen and Latifi into the pits. We are going to rejoin the top 10.
We need to start conserving as much as possible.
Team's still worried about fuel. We're definitely saving up enough at the moment as Gio and Bottas going to get ahead of the Dutchman and the Canadian here. But yeah, that's reassuring for us then. Doesn't look like Verstappen is going to have a very good chance of points today. There's now Callum Ilott leads the Monaco Grand Prix in his Williams. Things I never expected to say on F1 2021. Pierre Gasly now, though, into the pits at the end of lap 20. To be honest, I thought he pit a long time ago in this Grand Prix, but I'm guessing it's one of the Ferraris then that's right behind Yuki Tsunoda. I know I get a lot of comments from you guys saying I need to change the dot. I can't. I don't know where it is in the game settings again. I have looked countless times on F1 2021, but I just cannot seem to change it here, as surely Gasly, yeah, is going to come out way in the lead of this GP there. And now we've really got to train from second all the way back to 8th here as Callum Ilott finally decides to jump into the pit lane. So Gasly, surely, yeah, he's going to just walk away with this one unless Ferrari power lets us down. But we've still got to try and make moves. No idea what Alexa thinks she's getting involved with here, but she's definitely not getting in the race. Oh, yellow flags out, and this is where things get very, very congested here around the Monaco streets. Mick Schumacher trying to jump out the way. We almost were able to have a look to the outside of Lando there. Just a little bit of contact with his rear tyre as we get really nice drive at the final corner. But so does the AlphaTauri. There's Schwartzman jumping out the way. As he actually heads back out of the pit lane there. Still battling with his teammate Mick Schumacher. And I think he might have just got the undercut because of all of us trying to lap Mick. Very, very chaotic scenes here at the moment. There's going to be plenty more of it though. All over the back of Lando. Up the inside of Lando. We'll say thank you very much. Bit of a surprise move, but I'm at a 7th. That's what we love to see. Lap 25 now, though, all over the back of Jack Aitken, who must be said on his first outing here at the Monaco Grand Prix has done pretty well up to now in that Mercedes. What are we going to be able to do, though? Can we try and find any sort of move around the outside of our fellow Brit? No, not there. By any means, around the outside of Lowe's is always an optimistic one. I think even on the best days, but yeah, Jack Aitken doing pretty well so far, making that Merc as wide as possible. If I'm not mistaken, if things were to finish as they were, myself and Verstappen would leave Monaco tied on points. We'd gain 6 over him. And yeah, that would make things rather interesting, but I want to try and gain more places here. And first up, we've got to try and find a way around this Merc. Tiny bit of contact there around in the final couple of corners. Oh, Jack Aitken really sits on the apex of the final turn. Are we going to be able to get a run back down towards turn 1? Weaving this way and that. We get a warning for a collision with Jack Aitken there, but we do still make the move work. Tiny bit of front to rear end contact there, but we get away with it. And now I'm at a P6 of the Monaco Grand Prix. That was one of the weirder moves I've done today. Charles Leclerc, homeboy, up next. Oh, I hate it when the AI do that. Esteban Ocon just sort of second-guessing himself whether he was going to let me through there or not. And that's going to cost us a bit of time to Charles Leclerc and just bring us a bit closer again to Jack Aitken.
You're the car ahead, but remember, we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres.
Team absolutely right. Tyres not starting to give up just yet, but certainly sliding around on him far too much. You try and get to Charles Leclerc, however. That's what I mean, though, the problem with lap cars. So that's a lot really helping me out, to be honest. So he slows down Charles Leclerc. So now we're going to be right within the DRS range of the Ferrari here. I mean, it's not an easy track to be a back marker on, but you can't help but feel some of them, especially the more experienced ones, could do a bit of a better job with it. So Charles Leclerc kicking out the back end as we head through the chicanes. Are we going to be close enough in towards the Rascas? To the outside of Charles Leclerc we go. Oh, nudging the wall though. Definitely not got enough grip there. We are practically pushing Charles Leclerc along though, as we head on to lap 29. Just 11 laps to go of the Monaco Grand Prix, and thought about having a look up the inside through Massenet there, but definitely Charles Leclerc was not going to let me have that one. So we're just getting all over the gearbox of his Ferrari, around the outside through Lowe's again. Just trying to find space as much as anything else at the moment, and of course fill his mirrors. And we can see a small mistake from Leclerc, like I've just done. That could really help us out. But yeah, we just keep doing little bits like that, and then romp him back up to the rear of guys again. 8 laps to go then of the Monaco Grand Prix, and starting to feel like we just can't do much against Charles Leclerc. However, Pierre Gasly.
Back by about 3/10 a lap.
Yeah, I think Pierre Gasly, sorry, not Pierre, even Sergio Perez, sorry, I should say, starting to struggle just up the road. Myself and Leclerc taking a bit of time out of him lap after lap. All over the back of Charles Leclerc with just 5 laps to go of this Monaco Grand Prix. And I feel like now we're starting to see our last chances to make a move fading away.
But remember, we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres.
And that's exactly the problem at the moment, just shredding the tyres to absolute pieces, sliding them round. Everything like that. Perez, the gap's gone the other way again. I feel like we might just have to try and consolidate this position there as we're still 0.4 laps under on fuel. We should recover that by the end, but it is going to be rather close actually. This thing, we're definitely drinking a bit more fuel in it in the last few races. Basically, I think, to be honest, it's just the Ferrari power unit isn't quite as economical as the Honda one we had last year, but yeah, I think that might have been our last window trying to look past Charles Leclerc there. I think we've just got to try and bring it home now. The 8 points, or 9 points even I should say, if we hang on to fastest lap, are far worth it in the long run, I think, rather than trying to gain maybe an extra 2, especially with where Verstappen is in this race. I never would have thought, with the qualifying we had, we'd be ahead of Verstappen in the championship, leaving this principality.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
As that's definitely going to put pace to it then. Clearly picking up just a little bit of front wing damage there. It's going to give us a bit of understeer throughout these final few laps, but it shouldn't be anything too major. Well, lap 38 to 39 then. Feel like the front wing is basically falling off, but at least the fuel's back where it should be. This late on in the GP, as predicted, we have fallen away from Charles Leclerc and Sergio Perez over these last couple of laps. And yeah, Jack Aitken now all over the back of me, trying to see if anything can happen as we head in towards the final lap of this Grand Prix. But yeah, Pierre Gasly, though, far more importantly, still out in front. This could be massive for our Constructors' Championship. And, of course, Pierre's confidence in the car. Rounding La Rascasse then, about to start the final lap of the Monaco Grand Prix. And it certainly hasn't been a day to write home about for us as a driver. But for the team, it's going to be a rather historic one. Pretty certain we've never won the Monaco Grand Prix.
Final lap of the race.
No idea what Jack Aitken's doing as we head back down towards turn 1 there. But yeah, pretty certain we've never won the Monaco Grand Prix as a team on F1 2021. We've had a couple of podiums here, I believe. But yeah, it's never quite gone our way. And it's often myself that sort of takes home that shock race victory at Monaco. But I don't think it's going to be possible on F1 2021. But Pierre Gasly wasn't even on the best strategy today. It's just how fast he's been. Pole position by almost half a second at the end of qualifying yesterday. Lost the lead to Yuki Tsunoda early on there. And yeah, like I said, not the optimum strategy, but it did kind of play into his hands in the weird backwards way that races can work here in Monaco. But Pierre, yeah, he extended that first stint, had brilliant pace all day long though, and he's going to round the final couple of corners. He is going to win here on the streets of Monaco for his very first win in Formula 1, emulating other French drivers such as Olivier Panis there, who took, of course, his one-race victory around this circuit. But Pierre, I'm sure it's going to be the first of many. He wins here at the Monaco Grand Prix, and we come through 11th to 6th in the end. It's not bad going.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Here we are then, a real team effort to overcome their rivals for a memorable win here today. Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today. What set them apart from the rest?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
A show-stopping performance from the 3 drivers approaching the podium right now. It's been an interesting Grand Prix, that's for sure. Mr. Monaco takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
I have to give it to Mr. Monaco. Look at where they finished compared to where they started. It's not easy to cut through the field like that in Formula 1, so it was a great effort.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. The owner-driver's team moved to the top of the table. Meanwhile, Ferrari have improved their position. A strong weekend from them as they fight their way towards the top. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula 1. Be sure to join us for the next one.
Well, there we are then, guys, the end of the Monaco Grand Prix, and Pierre Gasly, Yuki Tsunoda and Carlos Sainz, 3 drivers that left AlphaTauri and the Red Bull family and have definitely moved on to greener pastures there, make up the podium here on the streets of Monaco. Sergio Perez 4th ahead of homeboy Charles Leclerc. We come through in 6th there with the fastest lap, gives us 9 points at the end of the GP ahead of Jack Aitken, Lando Norris there. Bottas and Max Verstappen rounds out our points finishes there, so 8 points gained over him this weekend. A very, very good result there. Both Williams 11th and 12th ahead of Guan Yu Zhou. You can see the rest of your finishes there. Just George Russell not making it to the checkered flag. Championship-wise, though, like I said, oh, look at that. At the top of the championship there, we sit on top, 3 points ahead of Max Verstappen, who's tied now with Pierre Gasly after that brilliant result for our teammate there. And yeah, both of the number 2s, if you will, now within 10 points of the championship lead there. Yuki Tsunoda has been quietly clawing his way back into this as well now, just 15 points off the top after 5 races this year. Carlos Sainz with half the points of the man in front of him, now up into 6th place ahead of Jack Aitken there. Leclerc jumps Danny Rick as well after Ricciardo. Yeah, horrendous weekend out here from Monaco. But yeah, 8 points separating 4 cars at the top of the championship, 3 points separating 3 cars. This is going to get very, very spicy as the season goes on there. Constructors-wise, though, like I said, we're 8 points ahead of Red Bull after that Grand Prix there. Ferrari jumped McLaren as well once more, so plenty of battles up and down the order at the moment there. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed as well, and yeah, we'll be back very, very soon with more F1 2021 content. None of these videos would be possible without the help of our channel members, so a massive thank you to all of the names you see on your screens currently for helping support the channel. You can join them by clicking the join button down below, and yeah, thank you once again to everyone that continues all the insane support on my work.